is Matthew Main, and this is a reading from Sine Anima. The walk took a few hours into the dark of night. The wind covered the sound of his metal feet scraping against the cracked and brittle ground. He should be wearing boots to protect them, but it was too hard to afford them when his metal feet tore through the leather within weeks. He approached the tent and unfastened the button on his holster. He reached in and pulled out the pistol, then pointed it at the tent. He flipped on his voice box. "Hands up, Tam," he said. His metallic, grating voice was cold and dispassionate. "You first," said a woman's voice. It was quiet and fiery, like honey with Tabasco. His audio receptors tracked the voices coming from 20 paces behind him. Her shadow flickering inside the tent was an illusion. It was enough to fool Sunny, so a pretty good one at that. She must have set it up and Shadow walked behind him. Still, he didn't turn around to face her. "I've got orders to bring you in alive. I've seen the posters. Dead's an option too. One I'd prefer to going back there." "Not gonna happen. No Harold well enough." She scoffed. "Clearly not. If you take me back, I'm as good as dead anyway." He picked up a note in her voice. Hesitation, apprehension, a touch of something like grief or regret, which didn't track considering what she had done. He slipped his gun back at its holster and put his hands up, and turned around to face her. The pale bluish skin of a winter elf sparkled underneath the blanket of starlight above them, but her eyes and hair were fiery red, fierce but not savage like the poster. She had one hand held up with small tendrils of lightning flickering between her fingers. Against his mechanical body, a direct blast of magic lightning was practically a death sentence. Magic didn't play nice with technology, especially the complex mesh of gears and mad science that made Sunny. He'd blow to pieces before he could draw. "You don't want to do that. I'm tired of people telling me what to want." There he sensed it. Desperation. She really wouldn't come back alive. All it would take is a flick of her wrist and he was done. Murder, arson, treason. That's a bad rap. I did what I had to do, and I'll do it again. He studied her face and saw that her body language very much indicated she would. "Don't doubt it. Been around a long time, and as hard as it is, I'd like to be around a while longer." The skin around her eyes creased. Doubt, skepticism. She saw he was playing an angle. "Who are you?" "Sunny. Weird name for an automaton. Short for Sine Anima. Most folks don't pronounce Sine right. Pronounce it Sunny. Just kind of went with it." "Sine Anima, that's Latin. Without a soul?" "Guess it's a pretty good name for an automaton then. Gotta have no soul to be hunting down innocent young women. Educated. Learned. Clearly not the barbarian Harold made her out to be." "Doubt you're as innocent as you say." "Yeah." The lightning in her hand crackled audibly as the tendrils flashed. "And what would you know?" "Just what I've seen on the posters and heard from Harold." "You're awfully familiar with Sheriff Stonefire," she said. Anger, resentment, not just for Harold, but directed at Sunny for working with him. What did he do to earn that ire? She laughed, not a note of insincerity in her voice. She really thought it was funny. "You think I'm going to spill my guts to you?" Rust creaked as Sunny shrugged. "Tell you what, you put that bolt of murder away," he said as he nodded towards her lightning, "and I'll toss my piece. We talk." "You're awfully chatty for a soulless automaton." "I am as I was made to be." Without waiting for her to stifle her magic, he removed the gun belt from his waist and the rifle from his back and tossed them aside.